Code Vipassana. What is Code Vipassana? It's a program focused on hands-on application development using Google Cloud Platform. And in season 4, the focus is on generative AI. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to show you how to get started. So over here, you can see a sign up link. So click that. So this will take you to a Google form. And here, you have to fill basic details like name, email, etc. So let's do that. Okay, so once you complete that form, you will get this information like the meeting link, the link to access free credits, and a link to access the Codelabs. Okay, now let's go to this link and get free credits. Okay. All right, this will create a project for you as well. So if you click this, you can see a project is created and here is the project ID. Okay, so over here in the navigation menu, you can find Cloud Overview. You can click Dashboard. And here you can find the name of the project number, the project ID, etc. These are very sensitive information. I'm going to delete this project after this tutorial. So don't share these in public, okay? So that's it. Now let's go back and follow the Codelab. And one more thing, okay? If you're facing some issues, I'm going to show you how to find help. So in the main page, scroll down to the bottom. Over here, you can find a tab called Talk to the Team, right? So just click that. This will take you to a Discord page where you can directly connect with the team. And if you are facing some problems, you can get it resolved, okay? So make use of that. Now, let's go to the Codelabs. So day 1 and day 2 is completed. Now, our host was Abhirami Sukumaran. So let me show you that. So she's a developer advocate in Google, and she specializes in cloud database and AI. So yeah, now we also have PaLM. He's also a developer advocate at Google, and he's based in London. Okay, so make use of this opportunity. You can directly connect with these experts, and if you want to learn something in person, you can ask your question, and get your doubts cleared. Okay, so sign up for this programs. Now let me show you the Codelab. So day one was a blast. We learned a lot of things. So I'm going to walk you through the Codelab. Okay. So Codelab number one, SQL-only LLM with BigQuery ML using Vertex AI and PaLM API. Okay, now let me give you a quick introduction. Okay, so we are going to summarize and identify the programming language of source code. Okay, so the data set we are going to use is GitHub repos. It's a data set stored in BigQuery. We are going to use a large language model. Okay, so we are going to ask the large language model to summarize and identify the programming language of the source code. Okay, so that's this Codelab, and let me give you a very quick introduction into large language model and BigQuery. Okay, so what is a large language model? A large language model is a deep learning algorithm that can recognize, summarize, translate, predict, and generate content using a very large dataset. For example, OpenAI's GPT. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Okay, so GPT perhaps is the most widely known LLM. So why an LLM, right? Why a large language model, right? We want to summarize the code, right? We want to identify the programming language. Why are we using a large language model here? Because large language models are notable for its ability to achieve general purpose language understanding, and we are going to leverage that ability. Okay, so these pre-trained models are available in Vertex AI, so we can access them. Okay, so next, I want to talk to you about BigQuery. So BigQuery is a fully managed serverless data warehouse that enables scalable analysis over petabytes of data. Okay, so a BigQuery is a platform as a service. I would say it's a analytics as a service because it helps you turn your big data into valuable insights. Okay, so that's it. Now let's move on. Click next. Okay, move to task number 3. Okay, so yeah, create a project. It is already created. Make sure billing is enabled. Okay, that is done. Now we have to enable some APIs, for example, BigQuery API, Vertex AI API, and BigQuery Connection API. Okay, so let's do that. Over here, you can find a link. Just click that. Click next and click enable. All right. Now move to task number 4, preparing data. Okay, so our data is available in a data set called GitHub repos. Okay, so let's take a look at that. From the home page, go to BigQuery. Okay, so you can type BigQuery in the search box here, and it will show you that. Okay, now here in the search box, type GitHub repos. Okay, all right, you can see the data set here. And inside the data set, you can see all the tables. Okay, so you can start it. And now you have direct access to it. Okay, so yeah, now we are interested in this table, sample content. Okay, so click that one right now. Over here, you can see the schema. So here you can see the field name, the data type, and the mode. Now, over here in the details tab, you can find information like the table ID, the storage information like number of rows in the data set, right? Now, in the preview, you will get a preview of the table, okay? So in this table, we have a field called content, and we are interested in this field, okay? So you can see the source code here. We want to summarize this source code, and we want to identify the programming language, okay? So that is the task. So yeah, so get familiar with this data set, the tables in the data set, and the schema of it, okay? So I'm going to move on. So now we are going to create a BigQuery dataset, okay? So a dataset is a collection of tables, okay? So why are we creating a dataset? We have the data available in the BigQuery public data project in this dataset GitHub repos, okay? So why are we creating a dataset? Now, a BigQuery dataset is needed here because we are going to create a model, right? We need a dataset to contain the model, okay? So let's create a data set. So since we are following this Codelab, so let's use the name here, mentioned here. For region, we are going to use US multiple regions, okay? So the name of the data set should be BigQuery, BQLLM. So move to BigQuery. So here you can see your project, right? Over here, you can see 3 dots. Just click that. It'll ask you to, it'll give you an option to create a data set. So click that one. And now here you can enter the name of the data set. By default, the region is US multiple regions. So just multi-region in US, right? So just don't change that. Now click create. That's it. Okay, if you click go to data set, all right, you can see the dataset ID, right? The format is project ID and dataset name, okay? That's it. Now, let's move to task number 6. Here, we are going to create an external connection, right? So our pre-trained model is in Vertex AI, and our data is in BigQuery, right? So we have to create a connection, right? We have to establish an external connection to connect BigQuery and Vertex AI, okay? So let's do that. For connection ID, we have to follow this Codelab. So you can see we have to specify LLM connection, and let's do that. So over here in the BigQuery console, you can see Explorer, right? Here you can see an add button. Click that. Okay, now here you can see connection to external data. Click that one. All right. So here you can paste your connection ID. And for region, don't change that. Okay, multi-region and US multiple regions, right? So that's the default. And oh, okay, sorry, the connection type, change that to big lake and remote function, okay? That's it. So connection type, big lake and remote function. Here you paste the connection ID and region is US multiple regions, okay? Now click create connection. Okay, you can see this information, this pop-up here. Click go to connection. And here you can see your connection ID and you can see the service account ID, right? So copy that one because we are going to, we establish a connection now, okay? From BigQuery to Vertex AI. Now we have to grant permission, okay? For any connection to happen, for any connection to work, you have to give permission, okay? So open a new tab. Okay, in the search bar, type IAM, and IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. Okay, Now here you can see a button called Grant Access. Click that one and paste the service account ID here. You can copy it from here. Just paste it here. And now about the roles, right? So we are going to give Vertex AI user role. Vertex AI user. Okay. So you can read the details about the roles here, right? So if you are giving this role, this will give access to use all the resource in Vertex AI, right? So I'm going to give that role. Click save. Okay, that's it. Now, okay, we grant permission. Move to task number 8, create a remote model. Okay, so I'm going to show you a syntax. So if you want to create a remote model, create a remote model in BigQuery with a Vertex AI endpoint or a remote service type, we are going to use a remote service type. So we can use this statement, right? So this is the syntax. So use create model or create model if not exist, or create or replace model. Okay, so it depends. Okay, so if you have a model and you don't want to create a model again, you can use this create model if not exist, right? If you want to replace the existing model, you can use this statement or simply use this, right? So anything, right? It depends on the situation. Right now we can use this create model followed by the name of the model, right? And the format is project ID, dataset ID, and the name of the model. Okay, now over here you can see input and output statement. You don't need to use that because use this input and output statement with create model only if you are using an endpoint, right? We are not using an endpoint. We are using a remote service type. And what are the remote service type? These are the enums available: Cloud Vision, Cloud AI Vision V1, Cloud AI Natural Language V1, Cloud AI Translate V3, and Cloud AI Text Embedding Model V1, right? In our case, we are going to use Cloud AI Natural Language V1. Okay, so so here is the syntax: create model followed by model name, then remote with connection, then you specify the connection ID. Okay, so if you go back here, you can see the connection ID. Okay, so that's it. Then inside the option, we specify the remote service type. Okay, in our case, remote service type equals Cloud AI Natural Language V1. Okay, so let's go back. So here you can see the see the statement, right? Create or replace model followed by the model name, remote with connection, the connection ID, and inside the option we specify we are using a remote service type, and the service type is Cloud AI Large Language Model V1. Okay, so copy that. Go to BigQuery. Yeah, open a code space here. And paste the code here, right? And click run. Okay, a new model is created. Okay, you can click go to model and you can see the information here, right? The model ID, the date, when it is created, and some other details. Okay, so that's it. You can find your model inside the data set you created. Okay, you can also find the external connection you established here. Okay, right? This is your project, and here you can find the external connection, and here you can find the data set, right? Inside the data set, you can find your model. All right, now let's go back and run the query. Okay, so about this query, we are going to use ml.generate text. Okay, so ml.generate text is a construct that we use in BigQuery to access Vertex AI large language model to perform text generation. Okay, so in our case, you can see ml.text generate, ml.generate text, followed by we use this statement model, then we specify the model name, put a comma here, and inside parenthesis, we pass the query, right? So, we pass the prompt. And in our case, the data is available in the BigQuery public data set, right? So we query it from that data set and add this prompt. Okay, we are going to concatenate this prompt. Okay, so here is the prompt. We want to generate a summary for what the code is doing, and we want to identify the programming language. Okay, so we are going to concatenate this prompt and the content. Okay, so what is the content? If you go back and click preview, you can find we have a column here, and in this column, right, we have the source code. Okay, we have the source code here. So we are going to pass this to the large language model, and we are going to ask the large language model to generate a summary of the source code and also identify the programming language. Okay, so move to task number 10. Here you can find a much simpler version. Just copy that. Open a new tab. Paste it here. So this is very simple. You can see we are selecting everything. We are using the construct ml.generate text. We are specifying the name of our model, right? BQLLM is the project, the name of the data set, right? And LLM model is the name of the model, right? Now, inside this parenthesis, you can see we are concatenating our prompt and the content. Okay, the data, the source code is available in the project BigQuery public data set. Inside the data set GitHub repos, and the table name is sample content. Okay, so that's it. Over here, you can see some hyperparameters like temperature, max output tokens, and flatten JSON output, right? So, here, temperature controls the randomness, okay? So, the degree of randomness, you can control that using this parameter. We also have max output tokens, and it limits the number of tokens generated by the model, okay? So, that's it. Let's click run. Okay, so you can see the result here. So this is the LLM result. Okay, so you can see the summary here, and the prompt. You can read the prompt here. Okay, so that's it. So here, if you read this one, just read this. Okay, this is giving us the output we want, right? This is Java code, and it defines an enum. It is summarizing the code as well. So this is great. So you can see the power of large language model and the easiness, right? We can use Google Cloud. We can create a external connection. We can directly use this large language model and generate very neat results, right? So that's it. Now, okay, cleanup and done, right? So we have completed Codelab number 1. So if you want a certificate, you have to take a screenshot of this page, right? Your project ID is visible here, your code is visible here, and then over here you can see the result as well. Take a screenshot of this page and come back to the main page, right? The code Vipassana page. Scroll down. And over here, you can see the submission form. Open in a new tab. Okay, pass your email ID, your name, the season number, choose 4, a session number, session number is 1, and over here, right, just upload the screenshot to the drive and give the permission to access it, and paste the link here. Okay, so that's it, and submit the forms. Okay, so it is that simple. Just complete that. So that's it. So this so it is very exciting. If you're considering to join, please join. And yeah, that's it. In the next video, I will walk you through the code lab from day number 2. Okay, so see you then. Bye.